Spectacular stunt, my friends, but all for naught. Turn around, please. Ah, what a pity. What a pity. So, Princess, you thought you could outwit the imperious forces? You idiots! These are not them. You've captured their stunt doubles!
Welcome everybody to Inside the Booth. Tonight we got a special guest. If you can't tell by the thumbnail, Chris Romrell. What's up, my friend? Hey, it's been a year since you've been on last time, and hey, why not make it an anniversary?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Has it been a year to recently, or is it just like?
Well, 2 days. In 2 days,
No
it
way.
was the 12th. Was the date? Yeah.
Dope.
So it was. So, I mean, so I guess you could say a year because it is Tuesday now, and it was Tuesday then, right? And the 12th is in a couple days, so it won't be Tuesday, but you know,
it works out.
Yeah, it works out.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So. Everybody, this is Chris Romrell. He is a stunt double. And tell us a little bit about yourself, because not everybody hears the same people that were last time. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Chris Romrell, as Dan said, I do stunts and I fall down for a living.
Now that's dope. That's dope. Falling down.
I grew up in Utah. I'm living in Georgia now, which, you know, if you're aware of the stunt or the movie industry, a lot of stuff gets done in Georgia now. I would say I'm here more often than I'm not.
Nice.
But you know, planning to move out to LA soon.
Oh, nice.
Just to try it out, you know, change of pace.
Yeah. I do hear some LA politics are not the best, but you know, hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
You know, every place has its upsides and its downsides.
That's right.
Yeah. Kind of living a nomad life. We travel a lot.
Right.
I double Chris Pratt, and you know, Chris Pratt works a lot, and
he does. He comes out with a lot of movies lately.
Yeah,
he's like the famous guy now or something. You know, like everybody wants him.
He's crushed it. I tell you what, man, he's got a golden touch. You know, everything he touches is just successful. He's really good at what he does. And just a good dude too. So
did you do all his stunts for the Garfield movie?
Yeah. You know, I'm still losing the weight. All the food, dude. I did all they wanted the sounds to be real when he's eating, you know?
Right. So you had to do all the eating part.
Yeah.
That's great. So what is, I guess let's get into what is your favorite stunt that you've ever done? What
I really got to come up with an answer for this one, because it's hard.
Oh.
I really liked, I mean, they're all good. There's no bad stunts.
Nice. Even like a jump up and down and twirl. Is that like a? Even though a lot of people could probably do it.
What's funny is people don't realize this, but doing stunts and stuff, a lot of times you're sitting around for a long part of your day. And when it's a Marvel movie, especially for secrecy or just because you're on a different planet, you know, and there's nowhere in the outside world that looks like this planet, you're on a sound stage. It's a dark studio system, you know, overhead lighting, however they do it. And you're waiting in the wings in the dark until they call you to do your stunt. And so there's a lot of sitting around. I always tell my wife, it's a bad day if I come home and my phone is dead. It's because I was just scrolling it all day. It's very rare that I get to do something really cool.
Okay. But do you still get paid on those days though?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, what I would say that I do is I help to facilitate and design the action, and I work with Chris as needed. If he's doing an action sequence, a lot of times I've had a hand in planning that out and making sure that that he feels comfortable and that he's performing it, because he's an insanely good performer. Like I always tell people, he'd be a great stunt dude if he wasn't so damn charismatic. And making big time movies, So I sit around a lot. I help design the action, and then sometimes I get to fall down. The falling down bit is the best bit. Nice.
Yeah. So have you ever fell off of like a 20-story building or anything like that?
I've trained high falls.
Have you?
But I haven't gotten to do one on camera yet. The problem is that when you're doubling Chris Pratt, he's the main character. And
right.
Nothing too bad happens to the main character.
Right.
A lot of times I get to do the rehearsal process, work out the kinks until it's like really repeatable. And then I get to show him how to do it, and then he crushes it on camera. Because the hero gets away unscathed.
Right. That's cool. Now I know on Instagram you've been posting a lot about like a movie that you're making, like a short film. Yeah. So how's that going?
It's going good, man. I wrote and directed a short film called Hybrid, and it's my first time officially directing something. I've directed YouTube videos and little short things here and there,
little bits and pieces.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make the push to actual directing. And
very cool.
I will always, I think, be in the stunt world. I just love it. I just love making movies. I don't care what what position I'm in. I was a grip for a long time, which, if you don't know, is just kind of the pack mule of the film industry. They're treated terrible and worked like horses, and I loved it. And I love doing stunts, and directing is kind of a natural progression, I think, for me. I enjoy the creative aspect of it, and however long it takes to kind of make that happen, I'm okay with, because I'm just enjoying the ride. And so I wrote and directed this short. My buddy Jason Edwards produced it, and we did it here at my house. My wife is in it. My friend Jackson Rathbone, who is he's in it. You might recognize him from he's like one of the vampires in Twilight, Jasper. He was yeah. He was he's been in a bunch of things, and he's a great actor, and he's a friend of ours over here. And he was kind enough to. I didn't want to act in it. I'd written it for myself and my wife, and to just for convenience. And I was like, I want to act in it and direct it. So I just asked him, and he said, yeah. So we finished it. I made it about a year ago, and it takes a while. When you're making a short, oftentimes you're doing things on favors or trying to get people as they're available in between other shows. So our editor and our sound guy and our all incredible people, we tried to get the best we could. And these guys delivered, but we couldn't pay them enough to like keep them on full time, so
so it was more like favor stuff.
Yeah,
like
so they took a year, but it looks good. It looks great. Good, and that's a big credit to the producer Jason as well, who really pushed to do it right. And so now I've got to screen it for the first time in front of people, which was really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And I hated the lead up to it. I really didn't want to do it. I'm glad I went, and I'm glad it went so well. It was like the first time I got to see it with fresh eyes, because up until this time I'd seen it,
100 million times.
Yeah, and it loses its specialness, and all you see are the flaws and the things that you wish you would have done, or the things you do better next time. And so it was the first time I got to see like an audience's reaction to it, and they loved it. And they had a lot of questions, and they were enthusiastic about it. They want to see more, and I was like, oh wow, okay. I gotten so bored of this thing you know.
Yeah, and now you want to see more. Yeah,
and now I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm
gotta do more now.
re-energized, and so we're gonna try to turn it into a feature. The way I wrote it was it's kind of like the first 10 minutes of a disaster movie or an apocalyptic kind of movie with a sci-fi alien kind of twist.
Nice.
You know, I just I love sci-fi. I love alien stuff, and so I was just kind of I wrote it for me.
Yeah. Hey,
so we're gonna hopefully try to turn it into a
well,
feature.
if you ever need props or like some backdrops built or anything, I have a few friends that know how to do all that. Oh yeah. Our review show is I get a bunch of guys together and they did Star Wars room builds, you know, and so their backgrounds are these Star Wars ships that they built themselves, you know.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah. And they build props just for fun for YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you ever need anything, let me know. I'll get a hold of them and say, hey, this guy named Chris Romrell needs some
Dude,
props
I'll hit you
or
up,
something.
man.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Yeah, it would be. Would be cool. Sherilyn must be someone you're related to.
That's my mom.
Hey, Ma.
Hey, Ma.
That's funny because my mom's here too. Hey, Mom. So she says, ask you about the 5-story jump from building to building with no safety gear.
5-story jump from building to building with no safety gear. Which one is this, Mom?
Is that one of your videos that you did of that? What was that game called? Assassin's Creed. Yeah, when you were jumping around.
You know what's funny is so I
remember that.
I don't know if it's the ADHD or what. But you know, I have all these stories that people have to remind me of. Like, so I'll get together with friends from high school and they'll be like, remember that time we did such and such? And I'll be like, oh, that sounds like it was awesome.
Yeah, right. I don't know
if
it was me. Yeah.
And they like have to remind me.
Right.
But yeah, I did a lot of YouTube videos coming up, and I to my parents' credit, you know, my mom and my dad were very, very supportive.
That's good.
In that, you know, they my mom always said, like, I would love to see it once it's done. Just don't tell me, you know,
like what you're doing.
You know? So I got into parkour fairly early on. It was before YouTube was really big. There was a website called Meta Cafe. And I found this video called Speed Air Man. It was by a guy named David Bell, who, if you know about parkour, he kind of was like one of the founders of it, right?
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it was one of those videos where it's like, the internet was such back then that I had to download it and then go to school. And then when I came back, it would be most of the way downloaded. Right. And
that dial-up internet, man. Woo.
And I saw it, and that was it for me. I was like, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing parkour now, you know?
Right.
And like, it's not like I was a cool kid, so I wasn't really worried about my reputation, you know, running around on
jumping on stuff.
Yeah. You know,
Jumping and tripping over garbage cans.
Yeah, like about a block away from my house growing up was an elementary school, and I used to just go out there and just like practice wall runs and all
nice.
And over time, me and my buddies, we met in karate. We started teaching ourselves to do flips, and it took a lot of trial and error. You know, it's like I tell anybody now that it's like pretty athletic. I can teach them to do a backflip in about 15 minutes. It took me like a full year to land it of consistent effort because nobody was around to teach me. You know, there was nobody doing this stuff when I was coming up in Utah. So me and my buddies, you know, we just it was all trial and error. And so I did a lot of dumb stuff and jumped a lot of gaps. You know, me and my buddy Ronnie Shalvis, who's Ronnie Street Stunts on YouTube. He's got a couple million followers. You know, we used to go out and do stuff and just always trying to find like cool roof gaps we could do or trying to push ourselves. And luckily, you know, it all worked out and it really led into what we do now as stunt performers. Right. But man, it really could have been a lot of wasted effort.
So, speaking of stunt performers, what got you really into doing the stunt stuff besides obviously what you just said, the guy who did the parkour? Did you like watch other movies that had stunts in it and things like that, or?
I mean, Jackie Chan was a huge inspiration to myself and a couple of friends that I grew up with who are also now professional stunt people. And, I also had, I was not great in school. I was a terrible student, and I was an even more terrible desk employee. I think anybody who's ever hired me as a desk employee was regretted it.
Doesn't know how to sit still.
I just knew that those routes were just not for me. And so I was studying psychology in college. And I was in my last semester for my bachelor's of science at UVU, Utah Valley University. It was like, the lowest rung on the Utah collegiate ladder. And I was in my last semester when I got the call for Avengers. And, I'm very fortunate that I look kind of like, if you squint hard enough, I look kind of like a very famous dude who plays Star-Lord. And so I got very, very fortunate, and I got plucked from obscurity in Utah. And I had, enough practice under my belt with all this parkour stuff and flips and martial arts that I was able to add something, hopefully to the performance.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure you did a wonderful job. I can't tell if it's you or him, when I watch these things.
Mostly him, man. Like, if you can get away with it, it's mostly him. He's a great performer.
Yeah. For sure. That's cool. So did you ever watch Bruce Lee?
Yeah. So
were you a big Bruce Lee fan?
I like Bruce Lee for different reasons. I thought Jackie's fight scenes and his style was better on camera, but I liked the idea of Bruce Lee being this like always training. He's kind of like a real life Goku, just training and always like always excelling and getting better and better, right? So he was kind of this like unattainable ideal, and Jackie Chan was kind of the blueprint for how I wanted my career to go. A stunt guy to filmmaker kind of route. Right.
Yeah. Have you ever done any like Jackie Chan style stunts? Like
so early
jumping
on
through windows or those ladders, how he's got the ladder and he goes through the two little spots. Ugh, crazy.
So me and a couple of my best friends growing up, we used to make our own Jackie Chan style fight scenes. We would get all the stuff, the Jackie Chan movies that you can find now. Like, we couldn't find them back in the day. The ones that like they were only available in China. My buddy used to order the VCDs of them. It wasn't even like a DVD or like recorded on a VHS or something. And we used to watch them frame by frame, and see how they were doing things. And we used to replicate all those kinds of stunts. And my buddy would always be like kind of the Jackie Chan character in our fight scenes that we would film on their little Hi8 camcorder. And we'd cut them together, and we learned a lot, just doing that stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good times.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. So let's see here. I forgot. Last night I was tired as a tired can be, and my brother and I was talking. He said, "Ask him these questions." Let's see what it was. If I can read my own handwriting.
Yeah.
From midnight, Okay. Is it common for actors to do their own stunts? Like you have what's his name? Tom Cruise. That's who it is. Yeah.
I would say it's very uncommon. And the reason it's very uncommon, boils down to essentially, these films they have to be bonded by an insurance company who
okay.
kind of dictates like, hey, you can't put the main actor at risk, like that.
Right.
And then there's a stunt coordinator who kind of looks after the safety on set, who kind of dictates what the actor can or can't do. We'll evaluate them and see what their skill level is. Sometimes it's just like it's a visual thing. They don't have the training like somebody that spent their life with a pair of swords, and they're going to make the actor look better. They're going to make the performance look better. Sometimes the actor has the time to put in the training, and so stunt people will train them to do it, and then they'll do a lot more of their stunts.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is he's a different animal because he also produces his own stuff. He is the guy that he answers to. And big draw for his movies that he does his own stunts, and they plan them out, and they'll dial him in, and he knows his stuff, and he's a performer. He'll put in the work for months to learn this stuff inside and out until he is the most qualified person on that set to do this thing.
Wow.
So it's just that's
cool.
It's a difference. He puts that time and effort in. He puts that. He cares. He cares like that.
Yeah, of course. Now, do you think some of the actors are just afraid to do it and they just don't want to get hurt, and they're like,
"Oh, absolutely,"
let them just do it. Let them do it.
And I don't fault them for that. Like, that's a very wise thing. Like, the hesitancy is what gets you hurt on a stunt. If you're unsure, if you're uncomfortable, it's probably going to end badly for you. And stunt people, they train for this stuff. This is their life. That's their job
to fall, right?
They're going to do a better job. Most of the time, actors train to act, right? They're going to be way better at acting and doing whatever on camera. We just fall down. So it's kind of like you use whichever tool looks best on camera.
Right. Yeah. I guess the unfortunate part now, I don't know with like nowadays stuff. I'm sure they probably put like little dots on your faces and superimpose other, like the actor's face onto yours or something, right?
Yeah. So like when I'm doubling Chris, they'll style our beards the same. They'll put tan, fake tan on us or whatever, and do our hair the same. And the reason that I get to work with Chris so often is because I do look a lot like him. And so they can get away with some wides or some mediums, especially if it's like a lower light setting, And so it's very minimal that they have to do in VFX, but every now and then, every now and then it's like I'm on a second unit. So there's the main unit, which has like all the big wigs, and Chris Pratt, and they're doing some acting scene, and then we got to go do this other thing. Maybe it's him riding a motorcycle, or he's driving through the desert, right? Mm-hmm. And they want to be a little closer, and they're going to notice that it's me and not him. Then they'll dot my face, and so it's kind of a practical question of how much are we going to see?
Right. Okay. Huh. Interesting.
Because if it's a pretty wide shot and they've dotted my face, now they got to pay money to remove the dots on my face.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Well, that sounds like fun. So what is it like getting ready to double for Chris Pratt? Let's say, because you are his double. What's a normal routine for you when you go in the morning or something?
Oh man, well, it depends on the show and who's running it and what the requirements are of the show, right? Like sometimes it's a military show, like the Terminal List, and I do a lot of gun training. Okay, and I look at a lot of tactical, like people like who actually know. Because I don't want to go in and I don't want to do the wrong thing. So I'm learning more about tactics.
You don't want to be Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I asked my buddies who are ex-operators, how would you do this? And I'm researching. I'm moving with the gun. I'm trying to get it in my muscle memory. Okay, and I'm also just trying my best to add value wherever I can. Right. And a lot of times that's me looking after the action of, what's Chris's strengths? How does he move? And how can we highlight the stuff that he does really well here? Or how can we I don't know, elevate the action in a way or the danger in a way or whatever.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
I try my best to facilitate the best action possible. And that goes beyond, in my opinion, a good stunt person can do that.
Right.
That goes beyond just, falling down where they tell you to fall down.
Right.
It kind of goes.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I had a question. Now, I looked at your IMDb for stunts. I did see you did do a stunt for a Steven Seagal movie. Is that true?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
So what? How was that like? I want to know.
So that was very early on in my career. I was still living in Utah at this time, and
Okay.
I was having zero luck getting anybody to notice me because when big productions would come to Utah, I would send them my resume. I would say, hey, please hire me. And I would hear absolutely nothing back. They were to hire people from out of state, spend a lot of money to fly them in and put them up and all that stuff. I was like, man, I'm right here.
Right.
And just nobody would hire me. And one day I get a call from a coordinator and he says, hey, I'd like you to double Steven Seagal. And they brought me out. It was the show. It was, what was the first one called? It's horrible.
Yep.
I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, they brought me out to Salt Lake, to meet Steven.
Okay.
And I remember I was really excited. I get to double somebody. This is my first like actual stunt gig on a show with like an actor, like a big actor or whatever. And anyway, man, I don't know how much I should say about this, but every story you hear about Steven Seagal being a terrible person is 100% true.
Is it? Okay. I was going to ask that.
Yeah, I think that
he's not
is
he just not a nice guy or what is it? Like what's about him that's like
man.
Did he just treat you like crap or something?
He just treats everybody like either like if it's a good day, it's kind of like it's me, you're welcome, I'll give you one example. So there was this kid, he was about like 10 years old. And they were doing this scene, and the kid's job was to hold the cue cards for Steven Seagal. Right?
Okay.
He wasn't going to learn his lines, so they gave him cue cards. Now, he also didn't care to read the cue cards. He would just say cool guy shit and just repeat it, blah, 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 blah. And then when he felt like that was enough, he'd be like, I think we got it. And he'd walk off back to his trailer. Right? And it didn't matter what the other actor was saying in the scene. He would just talk over them and then leave. Right? Now, this 10-year-old kid is trying to keep up with what Steven Seagal is saying. And it is not on the cue cards. And he's like, and stops the take. And he's like, what the F are you doing? And he cusses out this 10-year-old kid. It's his first time. He's excited to be on a
of course.
He cusses this kid out. He's like, who the F is this kid? And he kicks him off the set, fires this 10-year-old boy. And the next day, they have a local model in the kid's place, handpicked by Steven Seagal to hold the cue cards.
A local model.
Just kind of there was a standing kind of order on set, like, hey, if we got to get Steven from his trailer, it's got to be a male that's got to go get him because he was just
he'll try to
he'll try something on you. He's just a very harassing man. There was one story from that where he apparently one of the PAs, this female PA, this is like one of the first days they learned that this was an issue. He's like, she goes to knock on his door, like, hey Steven, we're ready for you. And he's like, come in. And she's like, she knocks again. She's like, we're ready for you. You can come out. And he's like, come in. And so she opens the trailer. She steps in, and he's laying there on he's like 6'5", by the way. And giant man laying awkwardly on this couch that's too small for him. And he has a mandolin and he's shirtless. And he's like,
Okay.
I just wrote this song. I can't remember what he actually said, but he was trying to get her. He was trying to serenade her with this mandolin,
right.
and shirtless on his couch in his trailer.
That's so funny, man.
And,
some of these stories, you can't make that up, huh?
Oh man, he tried to. Well, not him. I shouldn't say that, but he was with it. So he was a sniper.
Okay.
And in the movie, right.
Right.
We're up on one of the tallest buildings in Salt Lake, and he's supposed to be taking a shot from up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm down below. I got nothing to do with this sequence. I'm eating crafty. All of a sudden, I hear cut, and just all this commotion over the radio. And before this, I'd heard poof, poof, as they're taking shots, right? Anyway, come to find out, Stevens kind of surrounds himself with ex-operator types, people who are like ex-Navy SEALs and stuff, because he likes to steal their stories and tell them on late night shows, as if he's the guy that did it. Right?
Right.
And anyway, he one of his boys had brought him some live ammunition. So instead of the blanks, they had brought him, a large, caliber round. This was like a 50 cal sniper rifle. And they were in the process, his team, Stevens guys, were in the process of loading it for Steven to shoot off the top of the tallest building in Salt Lake.
Oh, wow.
When the armorer caught wind of it and said, whoa. So they were about to shoot a live round, off the top of this building.
Well, good
Just
thing
no thought for anybody else.
Yeah, well, good thing someone caught it,
Yeah, so I doubled Steven Seagal twice.
Did you?
I was a terrible double for him. Let me see.
I mean, you're not as tall as him or as fat as him, so
he's like 300. They had somebody that fit his build, and a really good stunt dude. And he's offended by people to double him that look like him, and somehow he had seen my reel. I don't know how, and he had picked me, so I was like hand chosen by Steven Seagal. He's like, that's the only guy that can double me.
Yeah, that's the guy right there. The good-looking skinny guy.
And so I got the job.
Nice. That's funny.
Man, they had to paint a widow's peak on me with like shoe polish.
Shoe polish.
It was literally that bad.
They didn't do like a fake wig or anything, or
it looked about as real as his hair. Did
it?
Yeah. And I really hate dogging on people, but man, he is not a nice person. He was nice to me, but he was not nice to almost anyone else around.
Right. So was that your stardom to the industry, or you had other stuff before that?
I had other stuff before that, but nothing like of that size. So I'd done that. And then I think soon after that, I actually got on to Wind River, the movie. Taylor Sheridan wrote and directed. And I'd sent my information into the stunt coordinator, hoping to get hired because they were filming in Utah. And never got a call back. But then I saw an audition for it. And I went into the audition and actually got a small role on it. So if you've seen Wind River, at the end, there's a shootout, and I'm one of the guys in that shootout. I have a couple lines, and then I get shot across the room. So,
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
And then, cool. Not too long after that, I got the call for Avengers.
Yeah,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Hey, Phil TMNT is here. He says, "Hello there."
Hello, Phil.
Hello, Phil. So that's fun. That's fun. Your stories there.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw. So I saw you. You must like Star Wars, because I did see a fan film that was made with you in it. Was that fun? I mean, the fan film was okay. It wasn't like the best, but it was all right. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good. That was actually a really good time. I think you're talking about the Ronnie Street Stunts one. We did down in southern Utah. And and I think that's the one you're talking about. And that was
the
just
Legacy one there, or whatever it's called.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, Legacy. No, that's a different one. That one.
Oh, that's a different one.
Yeah, that one I
okay.
just helped out with kind of training the actors, and I was just a tiny part in the actual production.
Okay. Well, what's the other one? I want to watch it then.
Yeah.
If it's Star Wars, right?
Many moons ago. And I had to laugh when you brought it up because you were like, it wasn't that good. And I was like, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I directed that one. And it's not that great. but you don't got to say it. But we went down to my buddy Ronnie, Ronnie Street Stunts is his channel on YouTube. And he put together some money. He wanted to start making, a little bit higher quality content. And we went down to Southern Utah. I think The Force Awakens had just was getting ready to come out. And so we did this parkour video down there. And I've worked on big movies. I've worked on small movies. I've worked on medium movies, but really there's nothing that beats just a couple of friends going to a location and making a scrappy film together. The quality doesn't turn out the best usually, but it's the most fun. I wish I could make my money doing that, just hanging out with my friends, making little dinky movies,
Right. Well, make a YouTube channel and just do that. Right.
How much work? I know a lot of these.
It is a lot of work.
Man.
I don't know. I know. I don't know how it's so much how they get all the even us. I mean, we struggle with getting subscribers, Yeah. And it's how do these people make so many subscribers off of just dumb stuff, And it's man, I don't get it.
It's crazy.
Maybe they pay people. I don't know.
Yeah, you also got to kind of follow the algorithms and stuff. And it's I think I would just lose the love of it,
Right, exactly.
Play the game,
Yeah. I think that's why we don't have so many subscribers, because I don't play the game.
Dude, I think you gotta follow what you love. I think that's
exactly.
Because then the only way to do it. Another job.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want another job.
Yeah.
So Ronnie Street Stunts. So I look him up on YouTube, and the video's on there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the original Assassin's Creed in real life.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Very cool.
And a lot of people who are into parkour, they grew up on his tutorial videos. So he's pretty well known in the stunt community and in kind of the action community, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So does he do it? Is he a stuntman and stunt double too?
He is. Yeah. He's he's been crushing it. This year's been hard, but hard for everybody, but
yeah.
Good.
Well, it's election year. Is
that why I'm tired all the time? I'm just open my phone. I'm instantly regretting it.
Right. Exactly.
The debates are going on right now. I was actually really glad that we're doing this instead. Give the people an alternative.
There you go. That's what we need. Yeah. Give them something else to watch. I'll probably watch the debates tomorrow or something,
Yeah, watch the highlights.
The highlights. And watch everybody dog on whichever side. you know? Oh, he said this. Oh, she said that. Whoa.
Yeah, this side's so dumb. That side's so dumb.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
We're the only ones who are smart.
Yeah, exactly. Let's AI everything and make them swear at each other.
That sounds more fun. Yeah,
it is.
Just as useful.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you have Facebook. I know you got Instagram. But on Facebook, I follow this. What is it? A Ghostbusters fan page, basically, right? And some people do these AI posts, just dumb AI art for Ghostbusters. And then you get half of the people that are swearing up and down saying, this stuff is junk. You got to get rid of it, remove it, and stuff like that. They're always complaining. And then, so one day when I saw a Ghostbuster AI thing, and I go, maybe I should post this because I thought it would be funny, So basically, that's right. Just troll people,
Yeah.
And so I did, and everybody got mad at me. They were like,
That's the
why are you
internet.
doing this? Yeah,
You
exactly.
can post anything and someone will get mad at you.
Exactly. Even if it was a regular hand drawing of a ghost symbol or something, you know.
Here's a
What's
picture of my
this?
lovely newborn baby, and it's like, hey,
Yeah, yeah, right. Right. That must be AI.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Some people don't have babies. This is so callous to post. You know, I don't know what
Yeah,
they're mad about.
right.
That, you know?
Right, exactly. Some people are probably like that, for sure.
The internet says it's true.
Yeah, right. The internet says it's true. As long as the internet says it is. So, yeah. So, what's your next big thing that you're going to be doing?
So right now, in about 4 days, I had to look at my fake watch.
Oh, nice. I like that. What is that?
4 days,
there?
I'm heading
bracelet?
back to Budapest to finish up a prequel season of The Terminal List that I'm stunt coordinating along with my friend Tom Williams. It's starring Taylor Kitsch. So he's Ben Edwards in the show. If you've seen the first season, he's the guy that goes on to betray Chris Pratt's character. So this is a prequel season, spin-off.
Okay.
It kind of follows his character and his kind of path from working in the Navy SEALs to becoming kind of a ground branch asset in the CIA.
Okay.
So it's good. I think it's going to be really, really good. The action that I'm really proud of the action that we've been able to do, the level that we've been able to achieve it on the show. And Taylor Kitsch is phenomenal as always. I think it's going to be really dope when people see it.
Sweet. Yeah. Now, what's that streaming on?
That'll be on Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
Amazon Prime. Yes, sir.
The first one's on Amazon.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen the first one, the first one's great.
Yeah, I have to watch it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Military thriller. This one, so the military thriller is kind of the first season. This one's more, I think, it's a little bit more action thriller.
Oh, nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
So, another question. As a stuntman, what are the things that you recommend? Like, if someone wanted to become a stuntman, what would you recommend them to eat? What would they have to do to stay healthy? You know, and not bruise so fast. How about that?
Man, I don't know. It depends on who you are. I don't know. I don't watch my diet too much.
You don't?
I mean, when Chris drops weight and stuff, and like he's looking really good right now. Okay. I'm like, now I got to get serious about it. Honestly, all I do is I just wear a Fitbit and I track my calories.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, less calories in than I'm spending in a day, and I can drop weight.
Okay.
I think if you keep it that simple, you know, I could eat a burger, but it'd also just wipe out the calories for the rest of the day, and I couldn't eat anything else. So it kind of forces me to eat healthier, you know, if I want to not feel like I'm starving.
Right.
So that's my advice. Wear a Fitbit, you know, see how many calories it says you burned, and then eat less than that.
Right. Alan Romrell,
what's up, Dad?
It must be your pops. Ask him about climbing a tower in his hometown and how he cut himself badly in the razor wire.
Oh yeah, climbed a radio tower one time.
Nice.
And they had a razor wire at the top. I didn't think it was that big a deal.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
I thought razor wire must be like barbed wire. I don't know.
But
I got cut up.
Did you?
Like I touched it just a little bit, and I was like bleeding profusely. And then I tried to climb the tower anyway, and that was really, really sketchy. I do not recommend. Some of my friends who are like, you know, way crazier than I am made it to the top just fine. But like, there was very little wind in the ladder. First of all, like only started halfway up, so you had to climb 50 feet on the outside just to get to the ladder, and then the ladder just didn't feel like it was attached to much, so it just like lay like this. I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm also bleeding to death or something, so I just checked out.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, well, at least you lived, right?
I did.
That's good. Or else we wouldn't be talking. We wouldn't have
Yeah.
this conversation.
It worked out.
Yeah, it did.
Developed into we got the stitches. My parents took me to the urgent care near our house,
Okay.
and we got stitched up. And then the next day it was this big bubble, and I guess they
Oh.
call it a hematoma. I don't know what that is. Blood clot that just keeps pooling blood. So they had to lance it, and it sounds exactly like it is. You know, they just stabbed it, and the blood just flew across the room and got like all over the wall.
Oh, nice, nice. That sounded
cool
times.
Like
fun. Yeah,
yeah.
cool times. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. I've actually been very fortunate. Like I haven't had, knock on wood, but I haven't had any major injuries. Been very fortunate in my career and kind of growing up that I'm still this healthy.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, God's on your side. That's why.
Well, I hope so.
Good old Lord Jesus with you.
Yeah.
That's why, he doesn't want you to go yet.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. That's why I'm here too, right?
Absolutely.
Woohoo. I don't know. Once in a while I do look up and say, Jesus, when are you coming back? Can you take me soon?
Man. Hey, can you make it just a little bit less stressful? Thanks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Can we have a president that's not a total kook?
Right. That's great. I like it. Love it. I love it. So here's another question from my brother. He says, this one's dumb because it was late at night. He goes, as a stuntman, did you stunt your own growth?
You know what? I wonder if there's truth to that, because I probably would have, like, with all the impacts I took from high, like back in the day when I first started parkour, the big thing was like, how high could you jump off of and still survive?
Right, and land on your
sure
feet
that
or
it
something.
Impacted my growth plates somewhere.
Nice. Well, you're not that short, are you? How tall are you?
No, I'm 6'3".
Oh, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you're taller than me. That's
because
sure.
I used to like eat bowls of cereal out of like salad bowls, I think.
Oh, I think that's why, right?
And all the hormones they'd be giving the cows.
They put in there.
Yeah. That's what I think happened.
You never know. Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just came from a shorter family. I'm 5'10", so
That's the perfect stuntman height. That's every actor is that height. Although they claim they're 6 foot, every actor ever existed.
Everyone's like, I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, 100%. All of them are 5'10".
Nice. Oh, nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
That means if I did some workouts and got my body in shape, I could be a stunt man.
Dude, honestly, it's harder to compete with so tons of stunt guys, are 5'10" too. If you want to get into stunts, like talking generally to anybody who wants to get into stunts, if you want to get into stunts, like every size is good. There's an actor your size that needs a double, and it's not always doubling. Sometimes they need a bad guy. Sometimes they need dude at a party, and if he looks like a stunt guy, yeah, if he looks like a stunt guy, you're like, that guy's getting taken out. But when they look like an average person and then they do like the pratfall, it's like, you're like, it's a different reaction. So there is no bad size for a stunt person.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'd be one of the normal people. I would react like if you punched me, and they'd be like, he's not a stunt man.
There's a place for that, comedies.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, stunt dudes that do comedies, if you knock on them, like you just dumb comedies, they make a good living.
Oh, nice.
Not a bad gig.
Nice. You should. Who's a good comic that's about our age? Not really too many anymore, huh?
Yeah. I feel like celebrity has kind of moved off of movies and into just social media now. So it's like,
yeah, it's strange. It's strange. Yeah, but there's I I mean, there's a couple of comics that are out there that are doing stand up now that are not in the industry anymore.
Yeah.
Like I bet I watch Rob Schneider sometimes. He's kind of
cool. People make fun of Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler and those guys. Like,
oh yeah.
I tell everybody those guys have it figured out. That's how you do movies. You get your bunch of friends together. You're like, where do we want to film this? In Hawaii or Italy? You get all your friends together. You go shoot, in these places, and you have a good time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want to do. I want that career.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Yeah,
and you get to make people laugh. Hey,
and you get to make people laugh.
You know what's better than that?
People are like, Adam Sandler movies are dumb. I'm like, well, it's fun though.
Yeah, it is.
I have fun watching the dumbness.
Yeah. It makes me laugh.
And they had a great time making it.
That's right.
So who's the sucker? You still watched it.
Yeah, you still watched it. It's kind of like you've seen a Napoleon Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
It's like that movie. I know a lot of people, they tell me, oh, it's so dumb, it's stupid, but then it's like, but it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a dumb 90s, like back when you're in the 90s, and it's like, it's funny.
I have this theory with comedies is that however much fun it was making it, that's how successful it will be as a comedy. Because I think that like when you see, like you can just feel it. Like when you're watching a show that that everybody on it had a good time making it. Like I think that energy comes through.
I think so too.
That's my theory on comedies. It's patented.
Nice. Patent it. Great. Man, we talked a lot, didn't we? It's almost
man, we're almost at an 52. Hour.
Almost at an hour. Man, oh man. And I didn't even do any commercial breaks. But that's okay. I'll just tell people to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have you don't have a YouTube, do you?
No, I have an Instagram.
Like,
yeah,
just the Instagram.
My Instagram will probably let you down. I post.
I don't know. You do a couple of comedy things on your Instagram. I like that one where you're tasting that drink, and you're like,
the energy drink one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. You should do more of that.
Everybody tells me I should. It's just one of those things, though. It's like once it becomes a thing, then it feels like there's something I got to do, and then
right, yeah, and then you don't want to make it into a job.
100%.
That's funny. Cool. Yeah. So I guess everybody who's watching and who's going to watch it later on in life, subscribe to the channel, vanquish the like button, and ding the bell. Here, I'll have what's his name say it.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
And then when you ding that bell, you get notified for more videos that we post and go live with. And you get to see people like Chris Romrell.
Whoa.
And yeah. Oh, you know what we need to do, Chris? We got to get you on more often. That'd be more fun.
Dude, I'd be down, man. It's always
a
good
time. Guy. You're a great guy. And I should plan things a little bit better too, so that we can do something cool.
Bro, whatever you want to do, I'm down to just chat. So,
oh sweet, hey, look at that. That's a good thing. And then everybody, we do have a merch store, insidetheboothtv.com/shop, and we have hoodies, neck gaiters, and hats and t-shirts. So go buy something.
Do it.
Do it. I do have a commercial, but it's old and I play it too much. So that's my commercial. This video is sponsored by me.
Go buy something, eh?
Go buy something. Yeah, that's it. Well, Chris, it was good having you. Would love to have you back again.
Please.
Maybe before a year's up.
Yeah.
And yeah. It's a lot of fun. I like it. I like it.
Cool, man. Yeah, hit me up and we'll figure something out.
All right. And then for those of you who are watching, I guess we're going to say goodbye. Peace out. Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your night. Pew.